Coming off a loss last week, the Cowboys only put up 10 points in their game against the Saints in New Orleans, while the Packers lost to the Eagles at home, allowing Philly to put up 34 points. We're now joined by Fox Sports contributor Rob Parker.
What's happening? Good morning.
Morning.
Rob, you know, it's good to have you.
Well, yeah. We'll
in my opinion.
Skip?
Here's the thing, Rob. You had the Packers at the top of your power rankings last week.
That's what you said.
Supposedly. So how do you feel about them now?
They're still at the top.
Really?
The Odd Couple Power Rankings, which I do every week on the radio. That's right.
With Chris Broussard.
With Chris Broussard, 7 to 10 Eastern. Did I say that?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
You did now.
That's a nice little plug. But no, I still have them at the top. And you would say, okay, yes, they're still number one based on this. It does matter, Shannon, who you beat.
Right.
And the wins you have. When you look at their schedule, just be fair. Cowboys have only beaten one playoff team, the Saints. The Pats. No, but I'm saying, played. I'm sorry,
okay.
played. Only one playoff team in their first four.
Got it.
The Patriots have played no playoff teams in their first 4 games. Kansas City's played one playoff team. But when you look at where the Packers are in their first 4, they've played 3. And they've won 2 division games, right? They beat the Bears, they beat the Vikings. And then they beat the Broncos, who are not a good team, and then they lost to the Eagles. Give them credit for their start and what they've been able to do. But I'm not mad at them. It would have been nice to go 4-0 and beat the Eagles. Shannon, they were in desperation mode. Their season was on the line. That's a tough game to win, even for the Packers, even at home. Here's the other part. Aaron Rodgers has owned the Dallas Cowboys. 3-0 at AT&T Stadium, right, including playoffs. In the last 8 games against Dallas, he's 6-2, 15 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's owned your team.
Okay.
I still like where they are. I'm going to poo-poo the Patriots, Kansas City, because they've gotten fat off of really bad teams in the NFL. That's all I'm saying. Their degree of difficulty, and I mean the Packers, has been tougher. Bears defense, you go into Chicago, you win that game. Vikings, you win that game. Those teams are now 3-1. Those are good teams that they've beaten.
Are you projecting playoff teams or from last year's playoff teams?
I'm saying that they've played.
That are going to make this year's playoff.
No, like the Patriots didn't play any of the guys that they played so far.
You said the Chiefs have played one playoff team, and that is?
From last year?
Oh, from last year.
Last year, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Last year, they only played one team that made the playoffs.
Yeah,
All I'm saying, the degree of difficulty, to me, the Packers have beaten better teams so far. They still deserve to be the best team.
For me, the Eagles game really concerned me because I thought, especially coming off, and I tried really hard to come up with a scenario. Short week, the Eagles weren't playing very good. Offensive line wasn't protecting very well. The Eagles weren't running the football very well. But they got healthy against the Packers. They ran the ball extremely well, better than they had run all year long. All of a sudden, they could protect Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz got very, very accurate all of a sudden against the Packers. And I'm like, because I was wondering, like, are the Packers defense really that good? Or is it Mitchell Trubisky? Is it First Cousins? I'm like trying to figure out, I'm like, what's going on here? And come to find out, we need to hold off on that defense before we give it a letter grade just yet. We might need to let this thing play out a little longer. The thing what really concerns me is the thing that the Packers are weakest at is the thing that the Cowboys, I believe, are greatest at, and that's running the football. The Packers give up an average of 5 yards a carry, which is fourth worst, but they're dead last in rush yards allowed in the game. Well, if you cannot stop the Cowboys' rush attack, you cannot beat them.
I agree with that.
Because they will play action you, and then all of a sudden, Dak really does look like Peyton Manning.
No, I can't argue with the running the football, even though Zeke has struggled so far. If this could be his chance to break out.
No Devontae. I don't believe Devontae Adams will play. Brian Bulaga is nursing a shoulder injury. DeMarcus Lawrence does not have a sack. He's the highest paid defensive end in all of football, Skip Bayless. He hears, bruh, you making 20, you got $100 million.
I've been calling him out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You have.
So he's due.
Yep.
I would not want to be the backup tackle that has to face him. Now, Bakhtiari's going to have his handful with Robert Quinn.
Yes, sir.
So this is really not a very good matchup for the Packers.
Somebody's making excuses
But Aaron Rodgers, he's still Skip. If you take a lion from the Serengeti and you put him in the San Diego Zoo, all you've done is change his habitat. You have not changed what he is. Whether you take him from Lambeau or you bring him to AT&T, he's still Aaron Rodgers. He's still the most physically gifted thrower of the football your eyes, my eyes, have ever seen. Don't you ever forget that.
And we saw him with 422 yards, and he's a tip pass away. If you remember, this is the thing that I liked when I saw about Aaron Rodgers. Two minutes ago before the half, after the Eagles had scored, they were about to get buried under. Marches them down, scores a touchdown. And then with 2 minutes to go, marches them right down, and has a chance to tie the game. It's a tip pass. It goes as an interception. I'm not making an excuse. But those two drives told me that's the Aaron Rodgers I used to watch.
Really? My turn. Rob Parker. Your number one team in your power rankings in the last 3 games gave up 198 yards to the Vikings at Lambeau Field, rushing 149 to Denver, rushing at Lambeau Field, and 176 to the Philadelphia, not 76ers, but the Eagles at Lambeau Field. That's the worst in the National Football League, and you're number one in your power rankings is that team with that defense. The quarterback for that team, a guy who used to be Aaron Rodgers and sometimes plays more like Roger Aaron these days. Right now, he has the 18th best QBR in pro football and the 26th completion percentage in pro football. He's 26th in completion percentage, and his numbers have fallen steadily over the last 4 seasons. Not 1 or 2, but 4 seasons, his numbers have slowly eroded. And could we see that last play of the game against the Eagles?
Oh, you got that queued up?
Yeah, I hope so. Because I got to see it one more time just to believe it. Because Aaron Rodgers, here's what you can't see. Look at this little guy here from North Dakota State, the rookie. He flashes open in the flat. Do you see where he is? Nobody took him because 2 Eagles jumped the route. Somebody went the wrong way, and you had 2 on Valdez-Scantling and nobody on the little kid from North Dakota State. If Aaron Rodgers were still Aaron Rodgers, he would have seen that in a split second and not forced the ball to the double-covered receiver who was 1 yard past the line of scrimmage. I don't even think the play would have scored to start with, but he could have underhanded the ball to the little kid from North Dakota State, who played, by the way, with Carson Wentz at North Dakota State. So, again, that's what's happening to him. He's not seeing the field the way he used to. He's just not quite Aaron Rodgers. Does he always play big against America's team? He does. Does he always bring out the best in my quarterback? He does. But you come on this show repeatedly, and what do you call Tom Brady? The LOAT, right?
The luckiest of all time.
Well, Aaron Rodgers has been the luckiest of all time against the Dallas Cowboys, and it ain't even close. Because do you remember the Dez catch game? He stole it. You say he owns the Cowboys. Well, we should have owned that game. Could we see the Dez catch
It wasn't a catch.
It wasn't a catch.
Oh, come on.
It wasn't a catch.
Let's see it.
Please.
Let's see it.
Because look at this. He catches it from Tony Romo. He runs with it for a stride, and then he puts it in his left hand because he's left-handed, and he slams it on the goal line the way a running back would for a touchdown.
Oh, it's loose.
Never
you saw that,
loose.
Shannon. You were a ball
Nope,
catcher.
never lost control of the football. Kept it in control.
I was in Chicago when Calvin Johnson, the original, I was there. I covered that game. And I remember when he came down and just...
In the end zone, put it...
Right. You remember when they had changed the rules?
Yes.
And I was like, that's not a touchdown, according to the way that they were calling it then, Skip.
That was the biggest robbery in playoff history that day, because that was a catch. Which brings me to the divisional playoff game in 2016, when my team was 13-3 and a 5.5-point favorite over Aaron Rodgers visiting Green Bay Packers. And what happened? We backed them up to 3rd and 20 at the 32. I'm going to give you this one. And my team's playing prevent defense. We have 4 DBs back on the 20-yard line. And what does Aaron Rodgers do? He pivots out to the left. And he throws a little flutter ball, like a little dying quail. It's fluttering.
No, but how many guys can make that pass, Shannon?
At the time, just one.
I could. I could have. I could throw a better spiral than Aaron threw on that play.
Look at that.
And Jared Cook runs a complete deep cross. He goes completely across the field, and it's a 35 35-yard completion because Byron Jones is back at the 20-yard line and said, cover somebody.
Did you see he just flicked that ball 35 yards?
Did you see it fluttering?
No, it didn't flutter like
it fluttered. We can see it.
He went to Jared.
Okay, he did go to Jared. I'll give you that. But who was actually the hero of the game for the Green Bay Packers? Mason Crossbar.
So
he makes 2 field goals from 56 and 51, and off his foot, one looked like a slice and one looked like a duck hook, and somehow they went through the uprights. I don't know how.
Like you said, like he kicked the ball from 65 yards, 50, 51, and 56 yards.
Look at this. That's the first one. That's 56 yards. It's fluttering to the right. He kind of mishit it. It's fluttering. It's fluttering. It's fluttering. Another dying quail, and somehow it just ekes over the crossbar. And this is the game winner. Look at that. He hooks it. He hooks it, and all of a sudden, the hand of God or the hand of somebody intervenes and pushes the ball back inside the left upright.
When I bring up Adam Vinatieri for your guy, Tom Brady, he don't want to hear anything about it. Did Adam Vinatieri not save Tom Brady's bacon time and time?
You know why?
And he missed 2 or 3 kicks. We wouldn't be talking about Tom Brady, would we?
All of Vinatieri's field goals went right down Broadway. Like, as soon as they left his foot, he was like thunder.
Skip, you don't get extra points where they go right down the middle of it.
You just got to get it between the club.
That last one, I'm sitting in my chair watching this, and it leaves left. You know, it's going left. They're indoors. There's no crosswind. There's no way to blow the ball back to right. As soon as it started to hook left, I said, I got this.
Yep.
I got this.
I
It's
loved
going to go to overtime.
because I knew you had false hope because it started outside the crossbar. It's like, yep, Skip thinks he's going. That thing is like,
He fell over.
Packers win this game in Dallas. They're on their way.
Oh, they're on their way?
Yes.
Well,
This will be a big. Are you kidding me? To go to Dallas?
Oh, Dallas better not lose.
They better not lose.
Because walking to him, you know,
he's coming. Yeah. We got to go to the Jets first. It's a little.
That's
really, Skip. Really, Skip.
That's easy.
Really, Skip.
Take care of these teams, so you'll call it a bye week, but that's okay.
Oh, what you call it?
Yeah. All I know is
charity.
My team. You know, Rob. Speaking of power rankings, Pro Football Focus this